Yeah, now stand and cheer for your Basketball Weekly.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Talking Basketball Weekly. I am Mark.
Mark, we're back with the Olympics.
We are back at another Olympic edition. It's our third Olympic update.
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying the Olympics.
Yeah?
Really enjoying it. It's just nice watching everyone. I won't say all the athletes coming together, but even as recently, I mean, we're doing this on the 5th, and just the last 24 hours have been pretty exciting with the men's 100 meters and stuff, or as well as all the other competitions.
Did
you see the picture of the 100 meters?
I did,
There's
and
an
I had a
epic
fact
one.
for you because I knew you'd bring this up. In 1988, the legend Carl Lewis
Yes.
won the 100-meter final in 9.92 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play him in a game, didn't we? Remember that? Was it ISS track and field or something like that?
Yes.
The Olympic 2024 100-meter final. Last place, Oblique Seville, finished in 9.91 seconds. So last place was faster than Carl Lewis.
It was. They've said
40 years,
it's. They've said
or
it's
30,
the
whatever.
fastest. The difference between first and 8th is the fastest they've ever done 100 meters ever. So that's the
Well, everyone was under 10, weren't they?
yeah, but that's it. It's the fastest 100-meter final ever in history.
And first and second, if you actually look on the actual thing, it's the same time, but they were out by
0.01
5,000th of a second.
Yeah,
That's how he won it
0.01.
by.
It was ridiculous. It's there's a really nice. I've actually put it on our stories. Go check out the Instagram. There's a picture where someone's done. I think it's every second they took a photo of all the lanes, dum 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 dum, so you can see all the runners. I mean, for the first like 30-40 meters, you're like anyone, and it's just so. And then when it gets to the end, you're like, I mean, it's still anyone, and you have to look at the top down, and people are just like, I don't know how they. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, the
Unbelievable.
Olympics is pretty good. I was watching a bit of the gymnastics.
With
today.
Simone Biles.
I didn't see that one. I was watching. I don't know what it's called. It's like there's a few that I was watching, but one of the ones where there's just like one pole that you hang on and spin around. That it's just one pole.
Oh yeah.
Man, some of those guys came down really hard. Like where they went to grab it, missed it, and just bam.
I think there was a. I saw one with I don't know where they were from, but someone did a tumble in the floor gymnastics. It was one of the men, and the way they did it, they landed it, and it was like, bang, and he just landed like someone had just put his feet in cement. And there were all these gymnasts going, I mean, that's like a 10 out of 10. You literally can't do that. I don't know how he's done that. And
Well,
but that's the level you're seeing of these people. You're seeing people going, oh, look at this guy on the pommel horse. And he just looks like an average guy with his glasses on. You mentioned it last time. He's just a regular guy down the street. Then he gets his shirt off and you're like, oh, man, that guy's ripped. And then he's doing all this stuff on the pommel horse. You're like, people shouldn't bend like that. I don't know how you can do that.
There was also a guy with a long jump, and he jumped and he almost hit the bloody end of the sand pit.
Oh, jeez.
And you're like, jeez, he really went for that.
They got some
However, you know what does make me laugh? And I'm thinking of myself included in this, and many of our listeners will be sat home stuffing our faces with crisps and chocolate or other crap, talking out loud to the TV going, they should have done that.
Yeah.
They should have done that.
Oh,
and that would have made that 0.15 thousandth of a second difference.
It's fair to say, I think most people would know I'm reasonably critical of things. I'm not shy about that. I genuinely, as a rule, don't critique athletics. And I know it sounds silly when I do basketball, but the level of fitness, I was fortunate enough to meet some athletes. I won't do the whole name drop thing, but I met some, and they were explaining about 1%, that 1% difference between you're good, you're great, and then you're an Olympian or that sort of level of athlete.
Elite, isn't it?
And it is the margins, it's like Formula One, their margins of getting ill or getting a cold, the amount that affects them, it will make something, you go, oh, there's someone who runs really fast, great. If they get injured or ill, they'll still be faster than me, of course, but the amount it impacts them is so significant. They are like dripping on that performance level. That's why you see so many injuries and so many people duck out.
A very fine margin of error.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. And as soon as they hit that margin, they're gone. And it can be just like disastrous. Like, that's it. There's been a few that's dipped out in the UK. I've totally forgotten her name off the top of my head, but she just missed out on doing the pole vault, and she's been in some adverts and really, really good pole vaulter.
Oh yeah, I saw her last one. It was like, oh, she's way over, and it was like, oh man, you just what happened there? She almost landed on the like the hole where they put the stick.
It's just
that's that's not the the word you're supposed to use.
The hole where you put the stick.
Yeah.
But I mean, would you ever pole vault?
No.
I tried it and I just binned it so badly. I was like, I don't know how people do this. It's just not a no. So massive, but yeah, massive respect for all the people in the Olympics. It's a bit challenging watching it in the UK. I don't know in other countries with people listening.
You kind of just watching whatever they're putting on.
But
hey, I've got an update for you.
Historically, the BBC and those sort of places have had it on, but it's only very marginal. Some of the stuff that gets shown. It's Discovery in the UK. They're the ones who have the license for it.
Okay.
$3.99 you have to pay or whatever. But
well, you talked about that bloke in the shooting who just turned up, rocked up,
amazing.
Just looked at
amazing.
There's a woman doing it as
Turkey.
well from Turkey.
Yeah,
and they're actually partners, and they both won the silver. So he won the silver doing that. But she's like their training partners, so she's done it as well. But they only mentioned that guy.
Oh, really?
They both have the same one hand in one pocket.
That's amazing.
Gun up, glasses. That's it.
That dude's a meme. That dude's a meme forever now. Like any westerns, I've seen loads of ones where he's going around like, I need all this equipment for like Men in Black or something, and then he's there just with like one gun in his hand in the pocket.
But I just wanted to highlight that because it was there was someone else from Turkey.
Oh, for sure.
Who did that as well.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. That I mean, it's just brilliant.
Also, lastly, I don't know if these are the ones you were supposed to say last week. So we got two countries with an absolute moment of immense pride. Some Caribbean nations winning their first ever Olympic medal for their country.
That was awesome.
So Julian Alfred from St. Lucia and Thea Lafond.
Now,
Dominica.
I can't remember
Triple jump and 100 meters.
I don't know which one it was, but one of them, I want to say it was Lafond. I really want to say it was, but it might have been St. Lucia. So one of those two. You know.
So that statement doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't. But one of them, I think it was their brother, who is an American footballer, and he was at training, and they showed the clip of him hearing the news that his sister just won.
Oh wow! That's
and
nice.
and all the whole team there are like, yeah, because they know how much it means to them that the country won and got. I thought that was awesome because it just ripples. It just ripples out, and there's no bad feeling. Everyone's like so happy for someone else's achievement, and isn't that what sport's about half the time?
Yeah. Well, you see, there's a lot of camaraderie out there.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Which is also good. Always good to see. Right, on to the basketball, Mark. On to the basketball. Look, talking about...
We're up to quarterfinals now, aren't we?
We've got to talk about the GB guys in the 3-on-3. They finished fourth in the end. But, look, those lads...
You're going to give them a round of applause?
That's what they're getting.
Yeah.
They came fourth.
Who else got knocked out? America. On the 3-on-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they came fifth. It's quite a surprise.
So at the moment, in 3-on-3 world, Great Britain are better than America.
We've had some strong... I think didn't we do something really good in the World Championships and got some medals last time? I got silvers and golds and stuff. Our 3-on-3 is fantastic. So that's amazing. Well,
look, I've also got an update for you because I was thinking about this. Do you know we were talking about the anti-sex beds? The cardboard boxes. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I just looked at that and went, man, if I'm an athlete at the peak of my physical being, am I going to go and lie on a cardboard box and be like, because you're talking about these thin margins,
yeah,
that bed might affect either way, you might go, oh yeah, this is really nice to lie on.
Well, there was literally someone in the news on that.
So the Americans,
Yeah.
the men's basketball. I mean, I thought about this. Like, they wouldn't even fit. Do you know, you talked about there's 2 bridges kind of put together as a cardboard box.
Yes.
Like, they would need 3, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
But
100%.
are you seeing LeBron James lying on a cardboard box for 3 weeks? No way.
No.
So
I don't know what size box you can have for that.
What the rumor is, the NBA, the US basketball team took themselves, all the coaches, and they spent £15 million on an accommodation that's got decent beds, food, etc. Because there's also talk about the food as well, saying that there's a lot of it that's like 60% vegan and stuff like that. And people said, hang on, when you talk about specific diets,
Yeah.
someone who's a sports person probably needs something really specific.
Oh, they're
rather than
very
going,
macro diets.
I need to go and eat some grass or whatever vegans are eating.
Yep.
It's probably not what they're eating. I don't know. I heard about that as well.
Go eat some grass because that's
You know what?
Yeah,
Look,
nice.
Hang on, I should have done a snowflake warning.
I'm going to do this.
Vegans then.
You've mentioned that Thomas Sisson, yeah?
Oh yeah.
He won gold in the men's 100-meter backstroke and another medal. I think it was in the relay. Yeah, this was him. This was him in the park of the Olympic Village, because he refused to sleep in the bed. He said the beds and the conditions are that bad. He actually slept next to a bench in the park in Paris.
And then went and won a silver medal.
Well, no, he'd already won. He'd literally won a gold. I think he's won a gold and a bronze or a gold and silver.
Oh, okay.
So he's already won his medals at this point, but he's still kicking around the village. He's like, I'm not staying in those beds. It's awful. So he's literally chosen to sleep next to a park bench than actually stay in those beds. That's not a good look.
I don't know if I'd be sleeping with if I would be having
those
medals.
Someone's got those medals somewhere. Someone's got them.
Hey, if I won an Olympic medal, I would be wearing that for the next 4 weeks at least under my zipped up hoodie.
Who was it? Simone Biles. Yeah, obviously phenomenal gymnast. I think it was her husband was out there with her.
Oh, and he was wearing
the medal. People kicking off. That's not yours. How dare you? It's like, hell no. I would be like, say, anyone, my kids, my wife, anyone wants to wear them, you crack on.
If my wife or children won an Olympic medal at the first opportunity,
oh, you're putting that on.
I'm putting that on.
Yeah.
And having a picture like,
100%.
There we go.
And you'd be like, what if they're kids? If they're kids and they went, oh, the kid's wearing the medal, they wouldn't have a problem with it. But for some reason, they were like, that's not his. He didn't earn that. And you go,
screw it.
But she put it on him. It's like, what's he going to do? Like, say, love, where's the medal? I'll be like, I don't know. I'll leave it back in the room.
He's earned that.
You're not bringing that back in the room. I'm wearing it for you.
He's earned that.
I will wear it under clothes, even if people don't know it. It's like, I'm sleeping in this.
All those days, hours, months of training.
Year one, that's not, you're showering that. That's
right. Let's crack on with the basketball, Mark. So look, we got to say goodbye to some teams.
Yes.
Quite specifically, I just wanted to highlight. Where are they?
Where are they indeed?
Oh, I'm going between two different things here. Wanted to talk about South Sudan. Their Olympic run has ended.
Yeah.
With a defeat from Serbia. But you got to talk about what an amazing journey that's been. You highlighted it in the last Olympic episode. They are the youngest country at the Olympics. And talking about South Sudan, after you mentioned it, I looked into it. They don't have any indoor gyms.
No, there's none.
They really lack indoor gyms.
Yeah, I said it and I thought, is that really right? Am I just throwing it out there? But yeah, it's for real.
And you got to...
So Luau Deng's actually building one at the moment, apparently. He's trying to help them to build.
Imagining we can get him on.
Yeah.
Mark, do your work. Do your work on that. But I don't want to get political. I know we always stop on the political side of things, but you could say they're also recovering from civil war.
Yes.
But despite all of those the challenges that they've faced, the team has showed amazing resilience. You wouldn't believe how many people I've spoken to who have said South Sudan were better in the friendly than America in the build-up. They were like, South Sudan were the better team. They should have won that.
Do you know why? It means more to them. They're earning it. They want it.
Yeah.
And
I just want to say their spirit has
100%.
won the hearts of many, many, many people. And, got to say, they have made South Sudan proud. And
it's
maybe there's a Netflix show in that.
Oh, I would think so. And it should be about Loel, because he's funded the team. He's funded the flights. He funded the hotels. He funded the practices. He's the one who's pumped all that money into it. And the one negative I have to say about that only topic is the amount of hate that he's got from people. Because do you know why? Because people are saying, oh, that's the Lakers money from the Lakers contract that he got. That is literally what people is. Oh, it's the Lakers are the ones who actually helped Sudan, really, because
we need to get him on.
Yeah, and you just think,
get him on,
no, it doesn't matter where people get the money. It's like he did a job, he got paid for it. No one's complaining that LeBron gets $54 million a year. It's like he did that. That was his career earnings, and he's used his career earnings to better lift the country up. Like, I don't think the Lakers have lifted up, but they're trying to take credit for it. And I just think, no, that guy is the one that should be credited, and massive respect for that.
Huge respect.
Massive respect.
Huge respect. But look, let's go into these.
So they're quarterfinals now, is it?
Let's go into the last games. But I mean, last episode we ended it. There was one game left to play, and there were some absolute crackers. We were talking about Brazil and Japan, that being a significant game.
Yeah.
South Sudan, obviously they were playing Serbia. That was huge for them.
Greece, Australia.
And Spain and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
a surprise.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was.
Okay, it's a surprise historically. It was a
group of death, wasn't it?
It was. It's a surprise historically, because Spain have always been strong. But we said it last time. There's 10 NBA players in the Canadian team. Like, it's I'm not going against European basketball because it's super strong, but they've got a real strong team.
Yeah. I bet we always said Group A was the group of death. But look, let's just crack through the last round of those fixtures. So Brazil 102, Japan 84. So we say goodbye to the Japanese. And was it Tagashi? I mean, I think that was 5'4" guard for Japan. I mean, look,
yes,
he has put his heart out there, 100% showing how competitive he is. The huge game was Greece, Australia, and the Greeks took the win 77-71, and that was absolutely huge for them, because that allowed them to gain a third place spot.
Yes.
But continuing on, I mean, look, Brazil, Japan fighting for a third spot. The
spot.
Greece, Australia. Greece absolutely down and out fighting for one of those third spots. Canada, Spain, again, a 3-point win to the Canadians. Oh, Canada. And look, Mark, you got to say, there's a lot of talk from some of the Canadians where they're saying they're the better team. They're saying we can beat the Americans.
No, not a chance. Nope.
I heard one quote today, which was, he was like, LeBron's old, Durant's old. No. He said Steph chokes. He said, and he's like, look.
Was that Dylan Brooks?
Yeah. And it was like, well, look, let's see. He's going to get his opportunity.
Dylan's a tough player. We're not going, no question of that. Shy, obviously, unbelievable. The one who looks like he's choked a little bit is Jamal Murray. He had some reasonable stats for like the season. I think it's like 22 points a game, something like that. But in this, it's maybe like 8 or 9 or something. His stats have not been very strong.
I've got some good stats for you. Let me just go through these last 3 fixtures. We got Germany, France. Germany with a 14-point win.
Yeah.
So cementing their place at the top of Group B. United States, Puerto Rico, 104-83. the USA team taking all the points that could be claimed in the 3 games. And then you've got Serbia, South Sudan, which it was 96-85.
96. Yeah, I mean 96-85. That's good. Serbia, I think, won that game and won it on their core strengths. I watched that one in the highlights of it. It was okay, but I will say this: the United States versus Puerto Rico. You sound like, oh, you know, it's almost like 19-point win, or sort of 21-point win, whatever it was. It wasn't. I won't say really a decent matchup. To be fair, it just wasn't. Whereas the Serbia-South Sudan, you look to that and go, yeah, that was an 11-point game, but that was good.
Hey, talking about a Sudan game, I've got some great points for you.
What's
some
that?
Great stats. Joel Embiid versus South Sudan. He had 17 high fives, and he got 4, I'm going to call them GP.
Oh, no.
Instead of assist, these are Gatorade passes. So he gave Gatorade 4 times. That's 17 high fives, 4 Gatorade passes, and 1 bench kept warm.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, do you know what? There was one thing. I'm going to go on that USA thing.
USA.
They've been talking about Kevin Durant. He's not been starting. He's been coming off the bench. And a lot of people have been quizzing this because they've had other players sat on the bench, and you go, why is Tatum on the bench? He didn't even play. Why is this? But, you know, a lot of people are going, oh, you should play all these players. But it's like they've only got this many slots. And Steve Kerr's attitude is, we're here to win a game, and I put the players on who's going to make the biggest difference, sort of thing.
I think LeBron should be getting less.
I agree. I 100% agree with that.
It feels like similar to the
it's
Lakers,
his show. It's
LeBron's show. It's like, come on. But
which is a bit boring.
If they win, they win. That's fine. It's like, I think, look, these are the crunch games coming up now. You're in a quarterfinals of the Olympics. You know, when...
But those games, though, that one there, particularly with Puerto Rico, it was like the LeBron show. And I won't say it got boring, but you think, well, this is an inevitable win.
But they were bottom of the group, and they hadn't won a single game.
No. So it's not really that surprising. But having someone say, Kevin Durant come off the bench, someone asked him, and he was like, well, I come in where I need to come in, score points. Like, our job's to win the game. There's no ego. This is playing for our country. There's no ego. And I thought...
And that attitude wins games.
That's how you win it.
That is an attitude.
Yeah. And this is Kevin Durant. Like, he's an MVP. He's got a few chips. He's got nothing to prove. He's one of the best shooters out there. Naturally, there is. So I love that response from him. But yeah, it is the LeBron show. But because it's his last 4, isn't he? Doing this again.
Well, look, Mark, let's go through the table. So, Group A, Group of Death, finishes Canada first, Australia second, Greece third. We say goodbye to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
That is huge, huge shock. Spain going. And it was only Greece claiming that win last game in the knockout stages to get the first third place spot.
Yes. Okay.
And then, so Group B, Germany first, France second, Brazil third, Japan fourth. We say goodbye to Japan. Brazil claiming that third spot alongside Greece. And in Group C, United States won all their games. Serbia second. Again, there's not really any surprises there. I talked to you earlier on, we were saying that Serbia was the team.
Yeah.
But I think they got off to a slow start. But let's see what happens down the line. And we say goodbye, sadly, to South Sudan and Puerto Rico.
Yep.
South Sudan, how close were they to claiming one of those best third place spots? So that's what we got. So we've got Canada, Australia, Germany, France, USA, Serbia, and then the top 2 third place teams are Greece and Brazil.
Yeah.
And the draw has been made, Mark. The draw has been made.
It has indeed.
So the quarterfinal. Is this tonight?
No, tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay, so
this is going to be the Tuesday, the 6th of August. And
okay.
the quarterfinals kicking off with Germany and Greece.
Again, that's huge.
10 o'clock in the morning.
It's
a big day. If you look at this, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. This is.
I'm not focusing on 10 o'clock in the
Paris
morning. I'm saying Germany versus Greece. That is a huge game.
Oh, it is. But look at what I'm saying is you got that.
There's only one game in this whole thing that I'm like, it's probably set in who's going to win that.
But then 1:30, you got Serbia versus Australia. Massive game.
Yeah, it's huge. Huge.
Then at 5 o'clock, you've got France versus Canada. Enormous game. Because that one, France really, really will want to win it against their home crowd. But Canada, I think they're going to probably take it.
I think the Canadians
and then you got
too much. But that's going to be tight.
8:30 at night, when everyone's gone to sleep, Brazil versus USA. It's a foregone conclusion. I mean...
Great name for a band.
Foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good name. But yeah, I think Germany-Greece is probably the biggest one there.
Brazil, United States. I mean, again, you're in the quarterfinal. I wouldn't say to anyone about being complacent, but that's the game where you think that America should win that.
So who would you say? It's all on tomorrow. We're going to put it out there. This episode will be out when this is going out. So who's your predictions for those games?
I'm going to say... You're asking me to predict who's in the semis.
Yep.
I'm going to say Canada are going to beat France, and they're going to play Germany in the semis. And I'm going to say Brazil with a shock update. No, United States beating Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, this is tough. I'm going to be I'm going to show my bias.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say Australia are going to defeat Serbia.
Okay.
I do think Serbia have got more of a chance to beat USA than Australia. But I'm going to say Australia are going to win and go and take on the Americans.
I'm going US, Canada, Serbia, and Greece. I think.
Wow.
I'd love to see.
You're knocking out the world champions, Germany.
Because I'd love to see them contain Giannis. I'd love to see them do that because he's a monster. And they obviously, Greece have got some decent other players, but Giannis just creates hassles for people. So if you get him having a good game, it will mean that I'd actually let Giannis score a lot. So he'd only be like getting 30, 40 points, but then no one else on his team would score. Everything would go through him. Whereas in Germany, they've got a few more players who can cause issues, so they're more rounded, I think. But I'd love to see that. Serbia, they're going to win. I just can't see it not happening. But
I think this is built up for Canada, America in the final.
I think it is. France and Canada is
and they're
the weird one.
Well up for going against each other as well.
Well, France and Canada's weird because France, theoretically, you go, there's a lot of those players that they could do really well at if they were just cohesive. But France have been in the media because there's been a lot of issues with the coaching and a lot of people disagreeing with how they're playing as a team. And it's people like Fournier complaining, and which he does anyway. But it's really interesting. Whereas Canada are like, we're out to win. So I think that game's going to get won on attitude, not on actual tactics.
Wow,
like total attitude on that one.
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
If Germany get to the final, and beat America, would you say, without a doubt, they are true world champions?
100%. Yeah, of course they are. It's not even like if they did that, and if that happens,
even though America got the world's greatest league, would you say
don't care?
You got to go to Deutschland for the world's greatest league?
Yeah, and that would be amazing. That would be amazing to do that, just to take the smugness away from. No one likes people who are smug, and I think some of the attitude that Team USA have had has been the smugness, and that's on the flip side, that's why some of the media have been quite unfair to them. I think
Well,
Steph's
they're rested,
choking.
Mark.
Like people talking Steph choking. Steph Curry, like probably the greatest shooter of all time that we've seen. Like, give him a ball, yeah, he's fine. Don't worry about that. So if he's choking, he's probably just not got into a rhythm yet.
Well, they are really comfortable. That's for sure. Oh, sorry. Do you know when I was talking about the beds?
Yeah.
One of the points I forgot to make, a lot of the athletes have been going out and buying mattresses and just bringing a mattress in it and whack it on top of the cardboard.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
And they're just like, all right, that's what I'm sleeping on. Imagine
the local companies who are selling mattresses are like, this is fantastic.
This is brilliant. This is probably an extreme.
Yeah.
But one of the examples I saw was a weightlifter, and he was like I'm just lying on the floor, like this bed's not taking me, and he's got like a mattress and he had it on the floor.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, there was some sad news with weightlifting. Actually, I believe he is from Iran or Iraq, I want to say, but the gentleman in question, I think he got a silver medal, and he shook hands with someone who's from either Palestine or Israel, I believe. One of the things that the Olympic Committee in that country have said is we do not acknowledge that, we don't acknowledge them for their war crimes or whatever. So you can't shake hands, you can't do anything like that. This guy ignored it because he was like, no.
Fair play,
competitiveness. He's now been banned from competing for his country for his life now, by his country.
How old is he?
I don't know. Not off the top of my head. Probably
is he at the start of his career?
No. No, but still,
he's got a medal.
Yeah, I think he's got a medal.
I'd say, screw you! Here's my medal.
Yeah, but isn't that sad that you go, it's not what the Olympics is about. It's like, I want to compete with the best in the world, and that's what he did. And he went, yeah, fair play. Like someone put a hand out, he didn't even question. He was like, I'll shake your hand.
Yeah, and look, the whole point of the Olympics is that Olympian spirit of people coming together and just saying, look, we know there's shit that happens on the world with war and all that crap, but when you're at the Olympics, you're a man, I'm a man, you're a woman, we're all equal here. You're going to try your best, I'm going to try my best, and if you beat me, I beat you. We're going to look each other in the face, shake hands and say, well done. And that's what the Olympics are all about. There's actually an Olympic award that gets given out every year.
For spirit?
For the best Olympian spirit.
Nice.
I think, was it Eddie Eagle won it once?
Okay.
Because
at the Winter
he was
Olympics,
coming last in his, I don't know what you'd call it, the Winter Long Olympics.
It's the Winter Olympics, yeah.
And but even though he came last, he was trying stuff like that he'd never done before. The really long one. You got like
it's the ski jump.
Yeah, but there's like 3 heights they do it.
Yeah, and he just went for the same one.
Never attempted the top one before, and the first time he did it was at the Olympics. But yeah, he got an award, that Spirit Award. So
that's what you want, isn't it? Just go for it. Go. You're there. Go all out. To me, it's as far as sportsmanship, it's probably the best. Almost an indicator. But if someone said you could win any trophy, like World Cup, NBA, anything, I would take an Olympic gold medal. I think to me that is the height of any sports globally anywhere. I don't think they.
Yeah.
I just think if you can go anywhere in the world, you can say, I'm an Olympian, whatever medal. But I'm an Olympian. Everyone would just go.
Yeah.
The amount of dedication, the respect, everything like that. Everything else, if it's a sport, a lot of people go, okay, well, I don't really know anything about that sport, so it doesn't mean as much. But if you say, I did this at my Olympics for my country and with people, it just raises it at a different level.
I suppose the only thing achievable for people like you and I, Mark, is to carry the torch.
Hey, no one in history now is ever going to do, sorry, Simon, I know that you carried a torch, but Snoop Dogg has owned the Paris Olympics. Whoever said we're going to use Snoop Dogg as an ambassador is they are an utter genius, because someone tweeted today and they said, Snoop, my mum says she loves your tweet updates. And I had to remind her that she grounded me for buying one of your CDs back in the 90s. And I just think that is everything.
He's supporting the USA, isn't he?
But he
turned up to horse riding wearing a horse helmet. He's turned up to the gymnastics, the swimming.
Jumping to the ball.
He definitely turned up to the basketball. It's ironic that someone who is well known for smoking drugs is this ambassador now. But if an athlete does it, banned for life.
Exactly. It's weird, isn't it? But do you know what? They went, if you're going to win the popularity contest, they haven't won it with the beds, but having Snoop Dogg, I don't think there's ever been a greater person to have as like, oh, we're going to just have him, and they're going to, everything that media is focused on that. They just bring Snoop out for a few weeks. He'll have a great time in Paris, and we'll just record that. That's your promotion.
He's not on a cardboard bed. There was a great interaction between him and who's the gymnast you said? Simone Biles.
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles. where
phenomenal
he was
athlete.
looking at her, like cheering her on, and she was looking like, holy crap, Snoop Dogg's over there. And then she was like dancing, vibing, and yeah, a good moment.
There's a great moment, and there's the one, probably one of the best. We've seen some amazing photos. That's the other thing I wanted to say about in the Olympics. Some of the photography. We showed you the one with the surfboard last time. Did you see the one with the? I want to say, I really want to say it was Katie Ledecky. Did you see the swimmer win her race? And they said this is probably the coldest image of the Olympics. And I'm trying to find the picture now. But basically, you know, on the screen when they say this is first, second, third, fourth, and they do it with the swimming. Have you ever seen that? And it comes up, and there's like a little. Boom, there's the person and the name's there and they've got the little flag. They did that on the screen and there was no one else on the screen. That's how far ahead she was in the race of the swimming. They were like, she not only just decimated the floor, but no one else was on the screen. She won, no one else was on the screen. It's like a Formula One thing. I just won it, then someone else turned up like a minute later. It's unbelievable. But just, yeah, again, shows how absolutely incredible these athletes are.
I was just looking up the Spirit Award. Jesse Owens bestowing it on Muhammad Ali and
amazing.
stuff like that. But also, Olympic spirit. I've got a quote of what it means. I think I should end on that.
All right. Well, just before you do that, I wanted to say the women's quarterfinals for the basketball is the day after, so it's the Wednesday. So it's weird because they finished theirs earlier, but then they're flipping it. So then the men's quarterfinals are tomorrow, and then the women's quarterfinals are on the Wednesday. So that's kind of, I don't know if they're doing it for pacing or whatever. But in the women's quarterfinals, I thought you'd find this interesting. You've got Serbia versus Australia in the women's finals. So you go to the men's final. In the quarterfinal, it's Serbia versus Australia. You go to the women's final. It's also Serbia versus Australia.
There you go.
So those two, like literally those two continents are battling in both of them. But Spain are through in the women's team. So Spain against Belgium, Germany against France. That's a nice big one. That's going to be really, really interesting. And Nigeria versus the United States.
Yeah, they beat I want to say Germany in the last game of the knockout stages.
They did, yeah. They absolutely did. But you finish up with that quote.
Well, also the Australian Opals. That's one I did see. They beat France, but Mark, it was the largest crowd for women's basketball in Europe for the Olympics, and that was them securing second place in Group B. So that was all right. So to finish this off, then I'm just going to tell you what the official standing of the Olympic spirit is. The Olympic spirit represents mutual understanding, friendship, unity, and fair competition. It acts as a bridge, bringing people together from all over the world and fostering respect, tolerance, and understanding.
Oh, I like that.
And if anyone does anything else, they're a dick.
Yep. Oh, I love that. That's a great way to end it. So I think it's fair to say we are enjoying the Olympics, and long may that continue. But for now, that's all we've got. Tune in to our next Olympic update, where no doubt we'll be talking about how everyone's got on in the semi-finals, quarterfinals rather, who's in the semi-finals,
Well, I
what's
imagine
going to
we'll
happen.
finish it off with the last one, won't it?
Yeah, it's a pretty quick one coming through. So I think it's 11th of August. It's the finals. Anyway, thank you for listening. I have been Mark.
I have been Paul, and I have not even looked up the badminton in the Olympics.
You're not looking at it.
Screw the Olympic spirit, Mark, when it comes to badminton. Screw badminton. But look, well done if you play that sport.